Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today on my 2013 Victory Crossroads, we're going to take the rear tire off with the idea that I'm going to change the rear tire itself. Time has come. It's bare enough back there to where I want to get it changed and at the head of the riding season instead of deeper into it. And we're going to go from there. First thing I want to do is pull off these saddlebags, and then I'll explain a couple of other things, and then we'll get after it. So I'm going to pull the saddlebags just so I can see better what's happening behind, of course. And that's simply done. They got these two little clips. Got one there. Got one over there. Come on, let go. There it is. And then off that comes. I've already got it started a little bit, but what we're going to do is we're going to loosen up this shock mount. I've got one here. I've got one on the other side where you see the wrench already. And what that's going to do is when we get to a certain point of this removal process, we pull those bolts out, and that's going to allow the swing arm to drop down enough to give clearance for that axle bolt, because without that, pipes are in the way and I don't want to take the pipes off. So that's the plan so far. Let's see what we do. Okay, so we're at a place now to where I got to jack up the bike and see if I can get some more room underneath the bike to do what it is I need to do. And I have borrowed from a friend of mine a nice motorcycle jack here. And our points are going to be underneath this cross pipe for the exhaust. And we're going to run the leg across the bike to this point, which is underneath the passenger peg. The front's going to end up where the front ends up, but this is the important point, from the cross pipe of the exhaust to here. And then that'll level out the bike, we'll get it up. And also I'm going to need this 3/4 inch block to go under there. That's because we're not actually jacking up on the frame because of how Polaris built their motorcycles. We're going to be jacking up on the engine itself. And so the engine isn't completely level across, and so we need that spacer to compensate. There's my block. Okay, as you can see, that didn't take much at all. The rear tire's already off the ground. Okay, it's been a little minute now, and the nuts that hold these bolts on for the rear suspension are loose. And now I'm raising the bike the nuts are off. I'm raising the bike just enough, there we go, to pull out them bolts. That's one. Let's see. The other one is still kind of hung up a little bit. Loose. There it is. There it is. That got it. Oh, that's quite a bit more. Oh, come on. All right. already beginning to see that axle drop below the pipe, which is the whole point. As you can see, I am completely off the ground, just barely. And now that axle is completely free of the exhaust. So now I can undo the axle nut and pull the axle completely out. And for that, I'm going to use this very old, very rusty 1 1/16 impact socket. No, I don't have the proper socket for it, but 1 1/16 will work. It's a little bit loose. I forget what the millimeter equivalency is, but I know I don't have it, and I'm not really in the mood to go out and buy another one, especially when I know 1 1/16 will work. So that's how we're going to approach this now. Okay, that's gonna be carrying all the weight, so we need to let that down a little bit. Okay, so what's going to happen now is I'm going to play with the jack a little bit. I'm going to get it to where I can just slide this axle out. Ooh, right about there. Maybe just a little bit more. There's the tab. Once again, it's being a fighter, but it is coming out a little bit at a time. Don't fight it, they say. It'll pop right out, they say. Now, I got it out, and it wasn't without a fight. My gosh. I know this. It's a pain in my butt, and I'm not necessarily having a great time, but I am saving money. Okay, now we're going to jack it up some more. There's one spacer. That's the long spacer. That absolutely needs to stay on the pulley side. So with that spacer out, I was able to rock the tire forward, got the belt off, and now the tire slid right off the braking assembly back in here. It's totally free. All I gotta do now is jack the bike up enough to get the tire the rest of the way out. There it is. Finally got her out. So this is why we're doing all this, of course, is I've got almost no usable tread. Like right there is my wear bar, and you can see there's like nothing there. So yeah, I'm doing a tire change, but this is going to be, I think, another multi-segment video, because I'm looking at my come here, my rear brake pads, and it doesn't look like there's hardly anything left of those. So this may end up being a brake job at the same time. So I might have to order parts for that. Have to order brake fluid, a flush kit, because I've never done that on a motorcycle anyway. And yeah, this just got turned into a whole nother video again. Well, that's the end of this video. I got the tire off. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't without a fight, it wasn't clean, but it's off. And then yeah, we'll go from there. We'll see what next video looks like, because at this point I don't know. My intention was to completely have the tire off, change the rubber, and slap the tire back in today. That's not happening. That's just not happening. I suspected I might have to look at the brakes. Now's as good as time as any. And if I'm doing this, you know I'm going to do the front. I don't like how the front feels anyway. They've started feeling a little more squishy than they ought to. So sometime this year I'll be able to ride my bike again. But probably not for another week or two. That's how quick everything comes in. I still don't have the item needed to break the bead on that, but I do have other options available if I was to get that far today. But I'm done. I'm not worried about it now. Now I'm just going to lower the bike back down again to a safe distance, so in case something does happen, you know, it doesn't fall far, I guess. And then cover it back up and wait for the supposed thunderstorms that are supposed to happen tonight. That's it. See you on the next one, whenever and whatever that one may be.